أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب وفقني وسائر المشتغلين للعلم والعمل الصالح بحق محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم والعن عدوهم. Imam Ali alayhi salam said, the bane of worship is showing off. The bane of worship is showing off. قال الإمام علي عليه السلام: آفة العبادة الرياء. آفة العبادة الرياء. With the transaction, we reach to issue number 2059. A person who has been hired by another person to perform Hajj should, a person who has been hired by another person to perform Hajj should perform Tawaful Nisa. Should perform Tawaful Nisa. Tawaful Nisa. Yes. Also on his behalf. You know, Tawaf al-Nisa is very important. Tawaf al-Nisa is very important in Hajj and Umrah, because in both Hajj and Umrah, if anybody, whether this Hajj it is the obligatory Hajj or the recommended, or the Umrah it is the obligatory Umrah or recommended, like Umrah Tamattu, it is obligatory because it is connected to Hajj. In this case, he has to perform what? He has to perform Tawaf al-Nisa. Otherwise, all the women will be prohibited on him, even his wife. All the women will be prohibited on him, even his wife. He cannot marry, he cannot marry again, or he cannot come to his wife unless he perform Tawaf al-Nisa, or somebody performing Tawaf al-Nisa on behalf of him. Okay. Also on his behalf, failing which his own wife, like say the wife of the hired person, becomes haram for him. So, in this case, on his behalf, failing which his own wife becomes haram for him. So, here in this case, everybody should do Tawaful Nisa. Yes. Issue number 2060. If a person does not perform Tawaful Nisa correctly, in a right way, 7 circles around Kaaba, or forgets to perform it, or if he forgot to perform Tawaf al-Nisa, and if he remembers it after a few days, and if he remembers Tawaf al-Nisa after few days and returns to perform it, his action is in order. His action is in order. Doesn't matter. After a few days, he forgot that in Hajj or in Umrah, he did not perform Tawaf al-Nisa. Okay, after a few days, come and perform Tawaf al-Nisa. In this case, your Tawaf al-Nisa is what? Is in order and everything is okay. Returning, and if his returning is difficult for him, and if his returning is what? Difficult to him. If his returning to Tawaf al-Nisa, it is difficult to what? To Mecca. It's difficult for him. He can he can depute another person to perform the Tawaf al-Nisa on his behalf. I can ask anybody or hire anybody to perform Tawaf al-Nisa on behalf of myself, if it is difficult to go back to Mecca. Now we came to rules regarding purchase and sale. This is what we call a transaction. Issue number 2061. It is recommended for a business to learn the rules of daily transaction. Each one of us, not only the merchandise, not only the merchants, not only the people who are working with business, but me and you, employee, anybody should learn about the issue of what? Of his transaction, in order to let his income, in order to make his money, is halal, not haram. For me, as an employee, I have to study all the issues belong the employee and to see what is haram, to be away from it, and what is halal, to do it. In fact, if due to ignorance, he may necessarily contradict the laws of Sharia because of his ignorance, بسبب جهله, that he will contradict the laws of Sharia. راح يصير تناقض بينه وبين أحكام الدين. For example, something haram, he made it halal. Something halal, he made it haram. He may necessarily contradict the laws of Sharia. In fact, if due to ignorance, he may necessarily contradict the laws of Sharia, then it is obligatory upon him to learn. It is obligatory on him to learn. It is not by his willing, if he wills or not. It is obligatory. Imam al-Sadiq said, ليت السياط على رؤوس قومي أو بقراءة أخرى السياط الجلاد على رؤوس قومي حتى يتفقهوا في الدين. So, Imam Sadiq alayhi salam said, is reported to have said, a person who wishes to engage in business should learn its rules and laws, and if he makes any transaction without learning them, he may suffer because of entering into a void or doubtful transaction. That each one who is involving in a transaction, he should, look, this is a vertical, he should learn the Islamic codes. He should. It is obligatory on him to learn the Islamic codes. Otherwise, he will make the halal haram and the haram halal. Or he will fall in doubtful. إما يحلل الحرام أو يحرم الحلال أو يقع وين؟ في المتشابه. Issue number 2062. If a person is not aware because of ignorance. Because of what? Because of ignorance. About the relevant laws. About the relevant laws. Whether the transaction made by him is valid or void. Now, I make a transaction, sell and buy between me and Sheikh Ahmed. Now I am what? I don't know whether this transaction is valid or void. It is correct or incorrect. Now, for example, I sold Mr. Ahmed, Sheikh Ahmed, this phone, and I have the price, whether the price is another phone or the price is money or anything else. Now I'm doubting. I'm not sure. This money or this price I have it is halal, or this transaction is correct, valid or void. I don't know. You see, if a person is not aware because of ignorance, because I'm ignorant, I don't know this transaction is halal or haram. Because of ignorant about the relevant laws, whether the transaction made by him is valid or void, he cannot have any discretion. He cannot have any discretion over the property which he has acquired, unless he knows that the other party has no object. The other part, not the other party. Yes. If you have part, you omit the Y. Unless he knows that the other part has no objection to it. In any case, the transaction remains void. Now, I sold this mobile phone to Sheikh Ahmed. And now, I'm not aware that I sold this transaction, whether it is correct to sell it or the transaction was incorrect. For example, there is something which makes this transaction is incorrect. What is that thing? Maybe this is not my cell phone. This is Allah's cell phone. I took it from Allah, then I sell it to whom? To Sheikh Ahmed. Now I don't know that the price I've taken from Sheikh Ahmed, it is halal. Take it and to do whatever I like or not. This transaction, it would be void. This transaction, it would be void. And how about the price that I've took it? How about the price? I cannot use it unless Sheikh Ahmed, he said, no, I don't care. Take it, even without, even not because of the cell phone. Take the money. It is for you. Or I agree to spend it. If he says so, it's okay, I can spend the money. But still the transaction is what? Still the transaction is void. Still the transaction is void. Why it is void? Because I told you, I've taken this cell phone from Allah. It is not my cell phone. Or maybe I bought this cell phone from a child. From a child who is not a discerning child. Even if he is discerning. But I thought, this is very expensive cell phone. Very expensive cell phone. And the child is not allowed to sell and buy such expensive things. Now I'm not aware about this. Is it halal to use this cell phone or not? Definitely the transaction is void. The transaction is void, and I cannot use this cell phone. I cannot use this cell phone. Is this understood, inshallah? Okay. Issue number 2063. We explained 62, isn't it? Yes. If a person does not possess any wealth, he does not have any wealth, and it is obligatory on him to maintain his dependents. It is obligatory on him to maintain his dependents. ما عنده أي فلوس، والواجب عليه إنه يصرف على اليمن على ذولا اللي هم معيته. الواجب مثلا his wife, his mother, his parents, his kids, but he does not have any wealth. Like his wife and children, he should start earning. He should start earning, not to sit and beg from people. No, it is obligatory on him. Start and have what? And earn some money to spend on those people. Obligatory on him to maintain his dependents, like his wife and children, he should start earning. Moreover, to earn is recommended. To earn is recommended for mustahab acts, like providing better means of livelihood to one's family and helping the poor persons. Now, I have enough money, I have enough earning to spend or to maintain the people whom whom they are my dependents. Okay, I do that. Sometimes I need to take them for ziyarah, for umrah, to do these recommended, or to give for poor people. Here it is recommended precaution to work or to earn more money to what? To do these recommended things. Is this understood? Now, recommendable acts. The following are mustahab in connection with sale and purchases. Look, in sale and purchases, commodities, there are some recommended acts. One of the recommended acts is not to make the prices are so high for the mu'mineen. Not to make the prices are so high for the mu'mineen people. Let's see. One should not discriminate between various buyers while charging for the commodities. Some of the countries, some of the Islamic countries, I'm saying this, when you go to them, if they found that you are not from this country, you are a stranger, they will double the prices. They consider this as shatara. By the way, I'm talking about the recommended, not the obligatory. the recommended thing. For example, if there's a war, the visitors who came to Karbala to visit Sayyid al-Shuhada, and we have something to work or business, it is recommended not to double the prices to them. It is recommended not to double prices to them. You understand this? Okay. So one should not discriminate between various buyers while charging for the commodities, except in the case of poor people. For poor people, just to sell them in a low price if you can. One should not be adamant about the prices. One should not be adamant about the prices unless one feels that one is being duped or cheated. That means I cannot say to the buyer, for example, he said, this cell phone about 2 million. I said, no, 1 million is enough. I cannot say this. But if I feel that he is cheating me, that he is doubling the prices, and want to take double price than usual from me in this time, yes, I can what? I can damn this, adamant about the price. One should give a little more if the thing one sells. I think with old people here in Iraq, I heard from the old people in Arabic, I said in Arabic, دقت ميزان. They said دقت ميزان. That the balance should go down for the thing, for the commodity, for the buyer, not for the seller. Not for the seller. For the buyer, I should give him little bit more. One should not be, one should give a little more of the thing one sells and should take a little less of the thing which one buys. If the buyer regrets having purchased something and wishes to return it, the seller should accept it back. If the buyer wants to give it back again to the seller, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The seller should accept it and give his money back. Why should I not give it? So it is a recommended act. Disapproved transaction. Issue number 2064. The following are makruh transactions. To sell the land. To sell the land. It is disapproved act. Except when one wishes to purchase another land with its proceeds. To sell a land, it is makruh. But if I want to sell this land and to buy another land with the proceeds, that will be okay. To be a butcher, it is makruh. To be a butcher. I think in the hadith, it is narrated from Ahl al-Bayt, there are 5 jobs, not, it is makruh to be. مكروه إن الإنسان يكون حناط ذهاب دفان أو يبيع أكفان أيضا. And the other thing, دفان and كفان. Yeah. One, the قصاب أيضا مكروه. To be a butcher, it is makruh. Why? because the butcher is used to use the knife and cut off the meat, and his heart will be what? Will be dead. Will be dead. Just like some of the doctors. Some of the doctors, when they make a surgery for patient, yes, surgeons, when they make surgeries for a patient, they don't care when they see the blood, or if somebody is get dead, they don't care about it. While other people, they cannot bear such scenes. Anyhow, to be a butcher, it's makruh to make shroud selling one's vocation. To make shroud, you know shroud, kafan, selling one's vocation, it is makruh. Why? I remember one of the neighbors, her husband was undertaker, the fan. And this person, his wife came to my mother, and she told her, today my husband is not working these days. Why? Because there are not so much people, dead people. My mother, she asked her, what you are saying? You want people to be dead? Go away from my house. Yeah. To make shroud selling one's vocation, to enter into transaction with people of low character, to transact, to enter into transaction with people of low character. Like people sell and buy between two persons, and you come in between. You say, yes, I want to buy this with this price. Now it is makruh to enter into transaction with people of low character, to transact a deal between the Fajr buyer and sunrise, to make a transaction deal, عقد بيع وشراء بين طلوع الشمس والنهار، بين الفجر وطلوع الشمس. It's makruh. To make it one's vocation to buy or sell wheat and barley or other similar commodities. Also, it is makruh to make one's vocation buy or sell wheat and barley or similar commodities. To interfere in a deal being carried out by a Muslim and make one's own offer is also makruh. These are makruh activities. We cannot do them. Prohibited transaction, inshallah, we will take it next lesson. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم والعنان.